There it is. Hey guys, Alan here. You're watching the Gibson Garage YouTube channel. Well, thanks for following or joining me today. We've got a big project, and it's the heater core in this 94 Honda Accord. Everything's got to come out. Steering wheel, dash. I take the steering wheel out to make the dash easier coming out. There's probably a way to work around it, but I don't want to fight it. So we're gonna get right into it because I've already started a little bit without you. The first thing, very important, is to disconnect the battery because we're moving the steering wheel. And really, period, because we're disconnecting a whole lot of electronics and we're gonna be leaving the doors open and stuff. We don't want to run the battery dead. So you got to get under the steering wheel here, and there's a panel with 2 Phillips screws. You take that out, you pull this plug out, and you disconnect the plug from the airbag. Make sure the battery is disconnected first. Now this thing here is like spring loaded, so when you make this action, it disconnects the connector. There's also these Torx bolts on the side. You've got to remove this little plastic cover here, and there'll be a Torx right there. There's also one on the other side, plus 2 screws as well. You'll have to pop off a little plastic panel from the front, pop it off from the front and pop it off to the back. There'll be 2 screws and the big Torx screw you'll have to undo to get the switch panel out. Then a 14 mil right here, and hopefully, come on. Okay, so keep in mind there are alignment marks in here. You can see those there. And I did get it off without a puller. Just put pressure here, pull towards you here, tap here, and that shook it loose. That managed to do it. And you just feed these wires. Oh, what else do we got? Aha, this little guy here. It even says push. How often does a connector tell you where to push? That never happens. Bam. Now you can remove all the little screws that are in here to get... We might not need to take this off, actually. All we needed is the big steering wheel out of the way. We can probably work around this plastic, especially if we push it down like that. So we'll start with that. Let's try not to remove all of this plastic. And in these panels, so we're going to start with removing, well, really the center console. But I think these panels and maybe the glove box has to come out too. And then we just tap on it under here. Let's lift this back up. Yeah. Give it an even yank there so you don't just break stuff in half. Yeah. That panel comes right out. It's just these clips here. All these little metal clips. Yeah, so there's screws here for the center console. So we did need that out. And it's probably going to be the same. Yeah, down there. There's some screws down there. Ooh, sketchy. So just give this a little less than a quarter turn, and that falls right down. And then let everything fall out on the floor. Looks like a mess. So there is also an arm that sticks on the side of this glove box, and it's that arm hanging right there. Mine wasn't hooked up, so I didn't realize it, but you'll have to stick something in there to get it loose. Okay, next we got to get the center console out. So this cup holder, you just grab it with your thumbs and it pops right out, and you'll see a couple screws under there. So yeah, the 2 screws are inside here in the cubby, so you'll have to get those out. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're looking good. Oh wait, is that another wood screw? Someone stuck a wood screw there. We'll have to get that out. Maybe it is. Hold on to that one too. Okay. Yeah, okay, it was supposed to be there. So now we can get to these screws here and there, and we'll probably have to take the stereo out, and there's some screws behind there as well as on the side.
Oh, they're really hard. There we go. There we go.
Alright, so this thing's with just those screws, it looks like it's about ready to come out. The radio's holding us up, of course. And the shifter. Boom.
That's
Boom.
a key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, you just stick your car key in there. Then I might be able to reach back here and just disconnect the stereo stuff. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna come out. It looks like it's all glued in, so I'll reach behind here and disconnect the stereo. Maybe. Hazard buttons. You can get to the hazard button. Oh, that's for the reset the clock. Hey, hey, hey.
Whoa.
All right, we got it out. Just, there was this plug down at the bottom for like the ashtray I forgot about, or the cigarette lighter. There's the ones up top for the clock and stereo, and we got that out. Now we got to move on to removing this trim. Maybe will it remove without breaking? Nope. We'll just leave that alone. Next, we're gonna get these side panels out just so we can see what's on the side. There's probably a lot of nuts and bolts.
Oh, it's going there.
Well, that guy just fell out because it was broken. That's nice. Not nice, but convenient for me anyway. This guy pops this way, and then you undo this like that. Then it slides out. Okay, we'll do that too. Get you out of there. Okay, so the dash pad, let's see. So it looks like this has to come out now, and we'll disconnect all the wires. Excuse me, all the wires behind that. Screwdriver.
Those are short. Slightly short, maybe.
2 on the bottom. This structure, this dash structure is... Someone's been in here multiple times, I think.
Yeah, this car must have been passed down to other people.
Okay. And there are 3 connectors on top, it looks like. Uno, dos, tres.
Whoa, that's a bit.
Now I believe there's some bolts under here. Yep, and one on the other side. Take those bolts out, get us another step closer. It's got some speakers up there. Now this piece isn't supposed to come off yet. There's actually screws on the back side. This was already busted, and someone was sticky taping it, had it sticky taped back together. So I don't feel too bad. We'll put some more sticky tape on it. So here's 2 screws right here in front, and that's probably gonna let it go.
Probably. I couldn't see back there.
Oh yeah, look how loose that's getting already. It's okay, we'll got it. You got it. Now this and the plastic or the wood grain would have come out together, and you would unscrew it from the wood grain behind there. But it is what it is. We'll go back to the sticky tape. Looks like there's another one right there. Yeah, and there's also another one up there. So I think those were actually ABS bolts, and I think it might have to, this whole gold looking unit is gonna have to come out through the top first before we can get the dash out. And it looks like there are 2 more bolts just right on the other side of this bar here and over here. And then of course the yellow plug that's got a blue like safety shroud over it. Oh yeah, just pop it off like that. Well, I mean, I already have everything else undone. This is what we were waiting on. I didn't realize this had to come out. Yeah, it's just these white clips holding the harness on. You just got to disconnect all those. But this thing's ready to come out.
Yeah.
Like I think that's all that's holding it up now. This particular car also has speakers, but someone already cut the wires out. You just pry the little grill out with your fingernail. And there's part of the harness here. I want to push in. And then still dealing with those white clips. I don't think there's any way around it, so I think we're gonna have to cut it because you got the air box like this thing in the way. That's got to be unscrewed, and you can't get to those screws because they're facing the back side. Okay, so down under here or through there you'll see these connectors, and they'll disconnect underneath there, and then you just have to, looks like you're gonna have to fish it all the way. But now it's out there, and now we can go this way.
Yes. Yeah.
What are we stuck on? Oh, there's another electrical cord. There's another electrical there. What is that going to? Hang on, I gotta find out where that cord is going to so I can disconnect it somewhere behind these vents. Okay, try something different. Instead of clipping those loose, I think, because you've got wires that run all the way over here to the dash, over there to the tweeter, and it's all behind the, you know, heater and AC ducting, which is also screwed in from behind. So there's really no like logical way of getting those wires out in this way. So I figured, well, maybe this whole harness is bolted into the dash before it's even installed, and it looks like it can be done that way. So disconnected it from the main box here, disconnected these wires on this side of the column. So these could have been left zip tied up in their place, and the tweeters could have been left alone, which this one is left alone. I think the tweeter is in there, there's something else cut. But let's see if I can get this out now. Just gonna get these wires, this harness on this side to come with me. Boom. Ugh. Bob's your uncle. Okay, now we got to see how many of these clips we need to remove to get this off. This one's already missing most of them. There's one here on the side I think is holding it in, so I'll pop that off, and it looks like this should come up, hopefully. Maybe. Hopefully this bar doesn't have to come out of here. Well, it's loose, but we might have to squeeze it around the harness. Okay, so I'm just trying to get these clips off. There we go, precision flathead screwdriver. At least I can wedge it in there. Okay, and just push down or up. We'll go up. Yeah, that's what I meant to say was up. And all of these are the same. There's been a lot of them here and there, except for the two nuts. There's this bracket like this. Undo that first, then this top one, then you can undo that one. That's down. We're just gonna let that hang. Careful of the levers. We got this yellow wiring clipped into it. We don't want to break that. Okay. We'll undo these real quick so that it can just dangle right there like that. I mean, I've almost removed everything. I might as well keep going, right? Let's just fucking strip the car. There we go. Oh, another clip. It's okay, we're free though. We just got to get that clip out. And the dash bar is out. Phew. How much you want to bet this and that still has to come out? I mean, I might as well, because it looks like it's in my way. Okay, look at that. Now what? You can see the top of the heater core right there, and I think that's original because of the way that it is. And it looks like someone tried to get in here before and gave up, I think. They got as far as just before taking the bar out, and they never took the bar out. It looks like those were never in a different position. There are two studs coming out of the back. One right down there. And I took the intake off to see that one right there. Where is it in the camera? Oh yeah, right next to the 10 mil below the hard line. And then you got the two heater hoses. Yeah, I got the hoses off. The tricky part's gonna be getting in here to get these 12 mils undone. Okay, so that definitely loosened it up, and it wants to come out, so that's a good thing. But we're still hung up on something behind this. Alright, the next thing we gotta do is remove this cable. Hooks up right there and works its way back, but I think we just slide it down. Boom. And then we come back to me. And we disconnect or just kind of pull the cable housing down out of that clip. Boom. So I think what might be holding me up actually is this rubber dash pad. It's melted to the top of the heater core. Still kind of sitting behind this thing. Let's see. Okay. I mean, I see kind of girl together, and I'm like, okay. There it is. It's definitely leaking. It's nasty. Little bottom of it's corroded. Just take that bracket off there and the bracket off here, and it slides right out. That's pretty gross. I feel like I should clean it. Hey, here's the new one. There's the part number by Spectra. Oh yeah. Ooh, very nice. That was nice. It's probably the nicest I've ever had a heater core fit. How did this go? Like that, like that. So there it is, all in one piece. Almost ready to go back in. I realized I could put this top piece on now. And then I seen that. Noticed it wasn't supposed to be like that. This thing was, again, this is the most obvious sign. Now, this confirms it, that someone was in here trying to do this once before. But this is like, it's stuck in this position. It's been sitting like that for so long with heater blowing on it or whatever. It's stuck. So I'm gonna see if I can put a little heat on it and let it fall back. You know, try to move it back. Ooh, that's scary. And then we'll put it on. Okay, that actually went on pretty nice. And now I realize that there's a screw in the back. Last guy, whoever it was, just ripped it off. Ugh. Sorry, I can't fix all of that, but at least it won't be leaking in his car anymore. We got clips on it all the way around, screws on it. Let's get it inside. So loosening those up did give me, you know, some room, I think, to put this in and out. So it may not have to be done, but whatever. So that actually went in pretty easy. And I like the fact that the top piece is already on too. So now we just gotta put all these screws back in the right place. But I'm not gonna drag you guys through all of that. I'll give you a end shot when it's done, when I start putting coolant in it. Everything's all back together. And of course, like a dummy, I forgot to do that. The car is gone. I actually have the Suburban in the driveway now. But it worked, of course. You know, it's a brand new unit, so it's not gonna leak. It worked fine. Car's gone. It's been a few days. He hasn't said anything back, so success. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned, because I've got a project coming up here. You'll be excited to know what I've got going on for this thing.
Oh, you got it out.
Yeah. I know, it looks like a car outside of the car.